one on your own. Now in the book, these two equations are written one on top of the other. But I'm suggesting to you that you write them side by side. Do I have to do any manipulation to either one of these equations to get one of the variables by themselves? No, it's already done for me. So all I've got to do is take one of the whatever y is equal to and plug it into the other equation. Here, y is equal to this expression. So I'm going to substitute that expression for y this time, because that's what y is equal to. And then I rewrite this equation. Instead of y, I put the expression that y is equal to equals 4 plus x. And the thing that I've done is I've created an equation with only one variable, x. So I can now figure out what x is. All right? I'm going to get my x's all on the same side by subtracting x. Leaves me with 2x minus 4 equals 4. I'm going to isolate the x term by getting rid of minus 4 by adding 4 to both sides. So I have that 2x is equal to 8. And then I'm going to undo multiplication of 2 by dividing by 2 on both sides. So x has a value of 4. Is my circle complete? No. Now I've got to come back and finish the process. Okay? If x is 4, then y is equal to 3 times 4 minus 4. I substituted the value of x into the other equation. So y is equal to 12 minus 4, or y equals 8. But this is an actual point on a graph. So we write it as a point on a graph with our x coordinate first and our y coordinate second. Which quadrant do these two lines cross in? The first quadrant. These two cross in the first quadrant where x and y are both positive. Okay? You might. But I'm trying to get you to get a visual. Okay? First quadrant starts in the upper right-hand corner and then it goes counterclockwise. And those are the signs of your x and your y coordinates in each one of those quadrants. All right. Here's the one you're going to do on your own. Now, the letters x and y are not used in this system. The letters c and d are used in this system, but you still need to write the answer as an ordered pair. So which one do you think would come first, the c or the d? C. It's alphabetical order, okay? Just like x and y. That's not my rule. That's just how it is. All right? Last class, somebody said, did you just make that up? No, I didn't, really. Okay, first equation, 4c plus 2d equals 10. That is a line, and your second line is the equation c plus 3d equals 10. Get yourself ready to substitute. Decide which one of those letters is the easiest to get by itself, and then go. bless you. Okay, we should be close to an answer by now. Thomas, which quadrant is your answer in? The first quadrant, Thomas says. Annalise, what is the ordered pair that you got as an answer? 1, 3. Did anybody get anything else? Okay, that's correct. For anybody who didn't get 1, 3, let's go through it. Which one was the easiest letter to solve for? C in the second equation, because all you got to do is subtract 3D from both sides. All right? So this time my circle's going the other way, right?
If I did it negative 3D plus 10, it's different.
It's the same thing. Negative 3D plus 10 is the same thing. Because 3D is negative and 10 is positive and they're being added together. Okay? Now this time I'm going to substitute into the first equation for C. So 4 times the expression that C is equal to plus 2D is equal to 10. Now I've eliminated or gotten rid of the C. I have only one letter in there. I'm going to figure out what D is. I'm going to start by distributing. Here, 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times negative 3D is negative 12D plus 2D equals 10. I've got to add my like terms here, negative 10D. I've got to get this 40 on the other side, so I'm going to subtract it. So negative 10D is equal to negative 30. And now I want D by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 10 to find that D is equal to positive 3. And now I've got to complete my circle. I've got to come back to the first equation that I started with and see what C is equal to. Because C is equal to 10 minus 3 times D, and D is 3. So C, is that 7 times 3 or 10 minus 9? 10 minus 9, order of operations. We must multiply first. So C had a value of 1. And like I said, this is an actual ordered pair that you can plot on a graph. And even though it's not X and Y, C would be representative of X and D would be representing Y. So your final answer is the ordered pair 1, 3 in the first quadrant, like Thomas said. Any questions on solving through substitution? Okay. Now, suppose you work everything out and you get to a point where you have no more letters, but you have 2 equals 3. That's no solution, right? Because 2 equals 3 is not a true statement. So if it's no solution, let's think about this. If there are 2 lines and we cannot find a point where they cross each other, what do we know about those 2 lines?
They're parallel.
They're parallel to each other. They must be parallel to each other. So if you come up with no solution, it does not mean that your lines don't exist. It means that they're parallel to each other because they don't cross each other. All right, now suppose you came up with